Well, it appears that we are getting yet another LF Zenkai Awakening, this time for Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, the purple Rose, the LF character. Yeah, I would definitely say this guy was in line for a Zenkai. This guy came out, believe it was March of 2021, so we're, what is that, a year and 9 months ago? So like 21 months ago is when he came out, around there. I remember they showed this guy off during Battle Hour, the first Battle Hour, the 2021 Battle Hour, so it was a pretty hype announcement. But this also does not only mean that we're getting this guy as an LF Zenkai, this probably is just an indication of what we're most likely to get during part 2 of Legends Festival. So looks like Future Trunks themed, the saga, you know, future, that kind of thing. Definitely seems the most likely outcome at this point. I saw a lot of people thinking maybe we would be getting Universe Survival Saga. If that was the case, this would probably be the purple UI Goku and not Rose. So yeah, this Rose probably is painting a pretty easy to follow path of where we're headed for part 2 here. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what this guy is going to be doing thanks to the Twitter here. So Legends Limited Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black Zenkai Awakening is coming. Unlock uniques to destroy 2 enemy cards and reduce their key by 50 when they cover change. So he destroys cards when they cover change, which, again, I'm not really a huge fan of that. There was a character that recently... Who had this? Was it Kid Goku? The free-to-play GT Kid Goku? Some recent character had that mechanic where you destroy 2 enemy cards when they cover change, which, again, I'm not really a huge fan of that. Because by the time your combo is over, they're most likely going to have those cards back. And then the second thing is with that, the only way I could really see that being useful is if you destroy a blue card and they cover change, like let's say Beast Gohan cover changes you, right? So Beast Gohan cover changes you, and normally his blue card would be able to just incinerate you. But if you destroy his blue card, you won't be able to use it. So that's one application where that's good. But other than that, it's kind of a niche mechanic. But reducing key by 50, I guess, could be okay. Again, on their cover change, I wouldn't really call that too crazy. Plus, he recovers 20% of damage received after an enemy attack to strike back with ease. What does that mean? Plus, recover 20% of damage received. Oh, so he's healing. Okay, so he's kind of has like the actually the purple 17 that just came out has this as well. But I believe he's 30%, not 20%. But this guy is basically recovering 20% of damage received as HP, which definitely can add up over the course of a complete fight. Honestly, just based off of what they're talking about here, I don't really see this. I don't really see like these mechanics specifically making this guy a monster. But you guys know they never really give us the full story in these tweets here. It's just a preview. So let's take a quick look at what this guy's able to do. So here we have Rose Goku Black. The one thing I will say about this character is that he does have a lot of incredibly powerful aspects to his kit that I think have the basis, the foundation of potentially making this guy one of the best characters in the game. I would say that the best Zenkai we've gotten in a very, very, very long time is the LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku that just got a Zenkai prior to Legends Festival, the yellow one. I think you could make an argument for him to be in the top 5 characters in the entire game right now. He is incredibly strong. If this Rose gets anywhere close to the same treatment that Goku received, then we are definitely looking really good. But again, I think something you can mention about that Goku is he already had a very strong unique equipment, and he's not that old, right? That Goku is actually newer than this Rose. That Goku came out, I believe, 2 months after this Rose came out, so has a more slightly, I guess, modern kit. But honestly, this Rose's kit is pretty good still. All right, so let's take a look. Main ability: the scythe will carve a reminder into your mortal flesh. It's actually a very good main ability. Draws his Mortis card, Ultra Divine Dance. He gets 30% HP, 50 keyback. Now, this is the powerful part of this. He gains the attribute upgrade minus 100% to the enemy sustained damage code effects for 30 counts. That is strong. You know who else has that? Beast Gohan. I'm sure a lot of you guys know how hard Beast Gohan's ultimate hits for. And you probably have seen a massive difference in the amount of damage that Beast Gohan's able to do prior versus post popping his main ability. The reason for that is because he's gaining the basically full sustained damage cut penetration effect from his main ability. This guy has that too for 30 counts. And then on top of that, he's canceling own attribute downgrades in normal conditions. I really, Do not see them touching this. This is already a very strong main ability. I guess the only thing that they could potentially do, and this is going to depend on how they want to build the rest of his kit, but if they aren't going to give this guy cover null in any other part of his unique abilities or green card or something, then I could definitely see them maybe adding like the 10 count cover null ability to his main ability. That's something I could see them doing. But other than that, I don't really think they're going to change this. This is already a very modern main ability. All right, so the first, let me actually zoom in a little bit. The first unique ability is Wrathful Castigation. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. So he gets 60% damage inflicted and then 35% reduced damage received. So right off the bat, you can tell this guy is a little bit old just because of those numbers, right? You don't see Legends Limited characters coming out, or honestly, just normal Sparkings coming out that have this low damage inflicted and this low reduced damage received. Reduces enemy key by 10 when this character enters the battlefield. 10 key, I don't think that's really going to matter that much. And then an additional 10% of damage inflicted per enemy battle member. So he's getting more damage inflicted the more enemies there are. So if the enemy has 3 battle members, he's going to jump up to 90% damage inflicted, which is good, but it's not modern. And then effects reset when character switches. So if he's coming into the battlefield, the enemy only has 1 character left, he's only getting 70% damage. Then he's inflicting all enemies, or sorry, not all enemies, because he's inflicting the current enemy with attribute downgrade plus 10 to all arts costs for 3 camera counts after enemy attack is over. That is actually a very annoying mechanic. The 10 to all arts costs for 3 counts after the enemy attack is over. If you tap attack this Rose, or you tackle this Rose, or you tap punch this Rose, you're going to see a massive increase to your costs for 3 counts, which 3 counts is not that long of a period of time, but for like 2 cards, it's going to actually be very annoying. In terms of what they could add to this, I mean, this is just like I don't really see any glaring flaws with this unique ability. It's not like it's doing anything wrong. It's just like the numbers are low, right? 35% reduced damage received is not good. So, I guess one thing they could do is just, honestly, this is probably a unique ability where all they would do is increase the amount of ki that he reduces when he enters the battlefield. Because it's only 10 right now. I could see them bumping that up to like 25, right? At that point, it would become a lot more effective. So that's what I would prefer they do for this. All right, and then the second unique ability is Purging Blades. Nullifies enemies, restores health when it reaches 0 effects when this character attacks. So he has the, endurance nullification mechanic at all times. The LF androids have this. The Yellow Demon King Piccolo has this. Yellow and Purple Hit have this. It's that very strong mechanic that allows this character just to not care about endurance permanently, which is obviously going to be very strong against the, I like to call it the template hybrid build with Beast Gohan, Future Gohan, and Pam, because Future Gohan and Beast Gohan both have endurance most of the time. So with this Rose, you don't have to worry about them having endurance. You can just rush whenever you want, and unless they guess you, most of the time someone's dead. Then he draws a Strike Arts card next every time when faced with an enemy. Then he gets 15% chance to reduce enemies' Dragon Balls by 1 upon landing a Strike Arts hit. That is not a reliable mechanic, but it's something that's just there, and it can be very annoying if you land this a lot. Like, if you get really lucky and you're comboing somebody for a long period of time, you can destroy multiple Dragon Balls in your combo, which is just ridiculously annoying. Then he has a cover change against Strike Arts, which is obviously comboable with the blue card. One thing I will say about this Rose as well is depending on how broken they want to make this character, they potentially could make this green card comboable off of the cover change, like how Ultra Vegito is built. This green card is a long-range green card, exactly the same way that Vegito's is. They both have strike cover changes, right? Vegito has a strike cover change, Rose has a strike cover change. They potentially could add this green card into this cover change mechanic to be chainable with the cover change, which would make a big difference depending on if they do decide to give this guy any type of cover null. That would definitely help him a lot as well. This was the first character in the game to introduce the Extreme Bleed mechanic, which he has a 100% chance to inflict from every strike card, so that does add up over time. His blue card is actually really good. I really do not see them touching this at all. He does massive damage, he goes type neutral on activation, and then he's AoE damaging the whole team. So it's a lot of effects, a lot of strong effects all packed into this blue card. I don't really see them touching this. Maybe they can give him like 20% damage inflicted upon activation if they wanted to go a little bit overboard with it, but I don't really see them touching this. Green card we talked about. Honestly, if they just add this green card to being combable with the cover change, they don't need to touch the rest of the effects on this. But he guaranteed draws a blue card once when he uses this. Even if you miss, I guess, you still get the blue card from that. He restores ki by 50, 20% of damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, gains attribute upgrade, 30% to the duration of bleed, heavy bleed, or extreme bleed effects his character inflicts to enemies, which is, I guess, a permanent buff there. So that's good. And then cancels enemy buff effects on hit, which is also good. And of course, it's combable with the normal array of arts cards there. So it's already doing a lot. Right? It's giving you 50 ki, decent amounts of damage, and it's increasing the duration of your cards, and it's guaranteed drawing you a blue card, and you get priority. So this is a good green card. I don't really think they're gonna need to change much about this, but if they really wanted to make this guy really good, they could add that to the cover change. Then the ultimate. So the ultimate is the Ultra Divine Dance. Deals massive explode damage, and then this actually, the damage that this does goes up according to how many enemy battle members there are left. So the more members there are left, the less damage it'll do, and it actually scales very, very high. It goes, if the enemy only has one battle member remaining, this is going to be doing an extra 90% damage, which is actually a lot. That is a lot. 90% ultimate damage is a lot, considering he's also gaining the full sustained damage cut penetration ability from his main ability anyway. The one change I would make to this, if I had to make a change to the ultimate, is all I would do is I would reduce the amount of scaling that this does. So instead of it being 30, 60, 90, I would make it 50, 70, 90 or something like that. That's all I would really change, because the difference between 30% and 90% is insane. Like, I would want him to be doing good damage with this, even against 3 battle members, which he's not going to do bad damage, but I mean, bumping that 30 to 50, I think, would make a decent difference here. Holds double strikes, and then I think the most important thing to mention is his Z ability. So, I mean, this is a character that has a really, really strong Z ability, very similar to the Goku, which we looked at the last I Love Zenkai. This guy gives 37% to future or powerful opponent strike attack and defense, and then God Key and powerful opponent get 18% to blast attacks. This guy's having a lot of stats. I imagine this guy's Zenkai ability will be purple future, because I think this guy is foreshadowing that part 2 of Legends Festival will be future, which makes sense to make his Zenkai ability surrounding future. There's so many future characters that can make use of this as well. Eventually, we're gonna get millions of future characters throughout this game. I guess in terms of what I would like out of this character, somewhere in his kit, there's 2 things I would want to see. Number one, as like a melee attacker, this guy needs to have some kind of key recovery on entry. The one thing I think they could change about the second unique ability is this portion where he draws a strike card every time when faced with an enemy. Just add like 30 ki to that. Draws a strike card next every time when faced with an enemy, and gains 30 ki. That's all. That's really the only change I would really want for this unique ability right here. And then they could either add the cover null to his main ability, or they could give him some kind of way to get cover null from his additional unique abilities, which we haven't seen yet, because that's when he gets his Zenkai. But if you take a look at the history of like all like the melee attacker, like even the Goku that just got a Zenkai, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku that just got a Zenkai, he has access to cover null in his kit somewhere. You have to have a dead ally for it to work, but he still has it, still has access to it. So I definitely imagine this guy will have it somewhere, but depending on how hard it is to get, that will determine, I think, how good this guy will be. But I do think this guy has the tools to be really good, right? He has the 30-second, basically 100% pierce of sustained damage cut on his main ability. His ultimate still hits very, very hard. He's permanently nullifying endurance. He does extreme bleed. He's chance to destroy Dragon Balls, cover change against strike, is long range priority gaining green card. He can be pretty annoying with this. Depending on if they bump this up at all, he could be good. Obviously, tanking wise, I don't really think he'll be that tanky, which has never really been something that he's doing, but somewhere in his kit, I definitely do want to see them address this. Maybe give him, like, in one of his new unique abilities, an extra 20% reduced damage received or something, because that's definitely, like, he's not going to survive with this. That's too low. So we will see. But yeah, purple future is what I expect for his Zenkai ability. And then in terms of, we look at the future tag here. Let me just zoom out a little bit, because, yeah. Let me just see here. So this guy, assuming he buffs Purple Future, like Purple Cell will be able to get another Zenkai ability. This Zenkai Zamasu. This Vegeta, I guess. Purple, Vegeta, Blue. Yeah, honestly, there's not that many crazy purple characters on here, so I'm kind of glad this guy is getting the Zenkai for Future. But eventually, we're going to get other Purple Future units. There's just too many, you know, popular characters, including like Vegeta, Blue, and Trunks on this list. Merge Zamasu, that will get new characters in the future that can be purple to benefit from that. And then I guess the last thing just to quickly speculate on is what could the Part 2 LF be now that we know that Rose is getting his Zenkai, which again, I think is a pretty indicative thing that we're going to be getting Future for Part 2 of Legends Festival here. To me, it boils down to two things. Well, two choices, right? And the reason why I say these two choices is because I do not think there is a future villain that's really hype enough to be one of the headlining Legends Festival characters. I mean, Cell could, definitely, but are they really going to give us a new Cell this quickly? I mean, this guy's not that old. He's only, what, a year and a month old or something? Because this guy came out right before Legends Festival last year, so I think they're probably not going to touch the Cell, especially another LF Cell. I don't think we're going to get another LF Cell so quickly. We just got this guy last Legends Festival, so I don't think so. Corrupted Merge Zamasu, I don't think so. Any kind of Merge Zamasu, I would say no. I guess it could be a Rose and Zamasu tag character. That could be interesting. That's not completely out of the question, but I don't know. I think it comes down to some kind of Vegito Blue. The last Vegito Blue we got was this guy, right? No, actually, no, it was this guy, the purple one, who was a, I guess, side sparking during the 3rd anniversary, which I don't know if you'd even count that. Or a character we actually don't have in the game right now is one that Dokkan and Global just got, which is the father-son Gallic Gun, Vegeta, and Trunks. I don't know if they would do 2 back-to-back tag characters, but it's a character we don't have, and if they're going to be doing the future Trunks saga, then eventually we're going to have to get that character, right? So that was a cool moment. I could see that being an LF, so that's definitely not out of the picture either. But that's really what I see for Future here. Could also potentially get a unique equipment for Merge Zamasu. I think this Merge Zamasu is not really at the point where he needs a Zenkai, but a unique equipment could really help this guy a lot. He has a lot of good parts of his kit, and I think he's actually still really good. So a unique equipment could completely revitalize his character depending on how they make it. So that is pretty much all we have today for the announcements for Legends. A bit later than usually post these, but here we go. Legends Limited, Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black getting this Zenkai Awakening. Let me know down below what you guys think. Are you excited for Part 2? Let me know what you guys think is coming. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you all in the next one.